my first year as an account executive, I had a manager who didn't like me. And I was also doing very unorthodox things to go out and create customer relationships. I did not fall into the tried and true. A lot of times in technology, we become beholden to only the IT and procurement relationships. And I was going out to the board, the C-levels, et cetera, on LinkedIn, creating conversations. And the results just didn't come fast enough. I got distracted. I was also taking on too much. And although that market had the best year that it had in 5 years, and we had the second best growth in the entire region, I got insufficient results and zero rewards, and I was 1 foot out the door. And very serendipitously, I wound up with a new skip level and a new manager the following fiscal year, and won the biggest awards in the company and got 6 promotions in the coming years. So those humbling experiences really instilled in me the importance of network and relationships, but also resilience and hard work.
Wow. Resilience and hard work. And that brings us to the next one. So reframing failure. You've spoken about reframing failure as a catalyst for growth. Can you share how did you shift your mindset from seeing failure as a setback to viewing it as an opportunity?
Yeah. I'll build on what I said. And, there was a deal in my first year, and, we were set up to fail. I walked into a situation where the customer was already way down the path to go with a competitor. But I frankly had not gotten the training or, the support or help to pull this thing out of the weeds. So when it went awry, and sometimes people like to point fingers, all the fingers got pointed at me. So I wore the loss, right? But what it does is it helps you see around corners better the next time. It helps to eliminate your blind spots. And if you use a loss or a failure as a catalyst for change in yourself, you can see these blind spots better as time goes by. As I've grown and experience, with that, sometimes if you're open-minded and have a growth mindset, comes wisdom. And, you get to a point in your life and in your career where you can easily look back. And, while you don't want to live in the past, you definitely want to use the past as a teacher. And you want to, you can't connect the dots forward. I don't know exactly where I'm going, but I can connect the dots backwards. I can understand exactly what led me here. I can understand, now when I see a set of situations or a set of parameters, I can look at each situation dispassionately and say, I've been here before, and I know what worked and what didn't work the last time. And it really helps you when you run into similar sets of circumstances. And even when you run into the unknown, it still helps you be a little bit more eyes wide open, because you know how you've handled ambiguous situations in the past and how they've panned out. So that is how failure and losing has helped me considerably in winning consistently.
Amazing. There are folks out here who would be in sales or various different parts of their career, looking for this 2 cents advice from you. What would you give them an advice for someone who's struggling with this mindset shift?
Yeah, Dave, that's a good question. Look, I've gotten so much from sales. That's why I try to give back so much to sales. I met my wife in sales. I've gotten, the ability to be, have autonomy, be free, feed my family. I have everything I've ever wanted thanks to sales. And so I'm very passionate about this topic. And, if I were to spell out 2 pieces of advice here, I'd say, your network is your net worth. That was instilled in me a long time ago by a mentor. And what that means is that, going out and finding people that are doing what you want to be doing, or people that are hiring for what you want to be doing, people that will understand and celebrate your unique superpowers and strengths that you bring to the table. Be intentional about understanding your why and your strengths and your superpowers, and how you can use them to elevate everyone else around you. See, I realized a long time ago that I was passionate about being a problem eliminator, going out and, my leadership was saying, hey, our biggest problem is we don't have enough relationships in the board and the C-suite. So I went out and got them. Period. And then I figured out a way not only to do it, but to gamify it and to also train everybody else in the world, in my organization, how to do it too. If you're intentional about those types of things, you can write your own ticket. You can do anything you want. The other is control the controllables. It's a piece of advice I got back in 2013 from a previous manager, and it was really all about, there's always a lot of noise out there, and sometimes your manager might be noise, sometimes your peers might be noise, sometimes the drama, the politics, all that stuff can be noise, and you've got to almost like see in the storm, and you're not always going to get good advice, is my point. And so sometimes I've had managers bark at me, you need to go sell more of this, you need to go sell more of that. That's not helpful, right? What's helpful is to understand the why, understand how to put a process in place. Sales is all about people and process. That's it. And if you focus on the right people, you surround yourself with the right people, and you execute the right process, you can't help but be successful. I've never worried about a result or a number a day in my life. And I've missed goal one time ever in 25 years. And I can tell you exactly why that was. It was, but that's neither here nor there. My point is that if you subscribe fully to people and process methodology, you can't help but be successful over the long haul.
Awesome. Gamify, control the controllables. Interesting.